back to Pop Culture Roundup, a podcast where we round up the latest news and talk all things pop culture. I'm your host, Jonah Park, and this is our very first Halloween special. Welcome, one and all, to the scariest event of all time. To start off today's episode, I want to tell you a scary story. Now, this might come at a shock to most of you, hearing probably the most gruesome event in all of recorded history. We call this the Eminem event of 1776. Now, back in the day, there was a man by the name of Cornelius Washbuckler, and he was a dangerous man. He walked around with 2 peg legs and nothing but a glimmer of hope in his eyes, but he kept walking. And he was actually from the UK, little did we know. So, UK Cornelius Washbuckler was something of an introvert. He would keep to himself very often, and he'd work late hours in the night and then wake up really early in the morning. He would get very, 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 very little sleep. One night, he's walking home. It's a pretty foggy night outside, and he's like, okay, what is this? Fog, never heard of it. But he's walking home. He's very curious at what's going on around him. He's like, okay, this street doesn't look like it did once before. And so as he's walking home, he thinks to himself, this is a little creepy. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say some things that maybe rhyme with the word cannibal, but I will say cannonball. You know what I mean? Because pools are actually a great thing. Robert Pool Hall, he's a great man. But when you also think about pools, they're pretty unique in the sense that they're like mini oceans. Oceans are really, really big parts of Earth. And Earth is just a bigger marble than what you're used to. But marbles are also really good for playing jacks. Jack Skellington is a Halloween character. But sometimes you don't really think about that. You know what I mean? And I just really like to dissect this next question I have, which is, are Twinkies humane? And by Twinkies, I do mean the delectable pastries that we feast upon every now and then. Now, they went extinct there for a second, but then they came back. And this is the real debate, is what went wrong when we started making cars? You know what I mean? Like, what was so wrong about that? Well, I don't even know. I don't know, man. That being said, I know we've started out really spooky, so if you just want to turn off the episode now, I completely understand, but I can promise you there's a lot of spectacle in today's episode. It is full of tricks and or treats, betrayal, heartbreak, murder, sadness. You'll just have to stick around for this episode. Guys, welcome to the spookiest episode of the Pop Culture Roundup. Before we get started today on our general discussion topic, I did want to have a segment specifically set for our Halloween special. And I was having a really hard time, but then I was like, you know what? I have some really good friends in the monster community. So why not just have a chance to really have a heart-to-heart and chat with them? Just interview them. Get to see behind the mask, metaphorically speaking. And just to see who they are. So without further ado, I have 3 guests here today, and I just want to just go through and ask each one the same question. What is your favorite song to dance to? I feel like if you were ever to really get to know a person, like down to their deepest core of who they are and what makes them them, it's this question. So, without further ado, first of all, I want to start off with Dracula. Dracula, what is the song that you love to dance to? Beautiful. Just stunning. Wow. Promised myself I wouldn't cry. Okay. That's beautiful, Dracula. Thank you. We're going to move on to the Werewolf. Werewolf, what just makes you get into the groove? What is the song that gets you grooving? Look, I don't even know how I didn't think about that. I just didn't even consider that. As I think about it now, it just makes sense. Now, last but certainly not least, we have the alien. Alien, obviously you're from a different planet. There's got to be a multitude of different sounds within our galaxy. What is literally the best song you can think of?
I'm so sorry. Sorry about that. I was disposing waste. If you catch my drift, I was dropping my kids off at the pool. If you understand. But to go back to your question, the best song. I mean, man, it's just gotta be Sweet Home
Alabama. That's what I'm saying. Every time I just hear that song, it's just literally the best song I've ever heard. I don't even know what we're talking about right now. Why are we even? This has been such a great segment, guys. Thank you so much for your time, your effort, your appearances. We love you. We support you. We challenge you. We sometimes might run from you, and that's just human. That's human nature. I mean, guys, you gotta forgive us, but we love you, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on Interviews with Monsters.
Welcome to the Spooktacular Pop Culture Roundup Halloween Special.
That's a good start.
That is a great start. It's Jonah and Jaden. How are you doing, Jaden?
Bro, I'm feeling spooky.
Ooh,
yeah. I'm spooky.
Wow.
I'm trying to be a ghost and haunt people.
I'm trying to be a killer and murder people.
Huh?
Yeah. Get me on that kind of juice. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh. Jeffrey Dahmer 2.0.
No, definitely. Dude, okay. Let's start this off by discussing this. We didn't even plan for this, but we're going to talk about this. The amount of freaking like the amount of just love and I don't just the attraction to cannibal serial killers
gross.
Is insane.
Yeah, that's really gross.
Like to the point where the victim. Yeah, okay.
Here's the thing.
I don't know how you're going to justify this, but I'm really excited.
I don't think it's people liking Jeffrey Dahmer. I don't.
Okay.
I think it's what's the actor's name?
Evan Peters.
I think it's him.
Look, he is a sexy man.
He is.
I'm just saying.
So I don't necessarily, I mean, I could be wrong. There are some weird people out there, but I think a good majority has the attraction for Evan.
Yeah.
I don't think it's, I hope it's not, cannibalism and
Look,
killer dude
hey.
who drugs people. I really hope
I
not.
really hope not.
There are going to be those people who, for some reason, are probably attracted to that. I don't understand it. They need to see a therapist. But
it's 2022.
But yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm hoping it's Evan.
Yeah.
Great looking guy.
I just really hope we don't see anybody dressed up as Jeffrey Dahmer, because I
guarantee you there will be at least 3 people that dress up as Jeffrey Dahmer.
Not even in the world. I'm just saying in your neighborhood. We're just talking about.
Okay, then 2.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, dude. What a crazy time we're living in. So,
right.
Jaden, do you just want to give a brief overview and what we're the spooky topics we're talking about today?
Yes. So we have 3 different things we will be talking about today.
Yes. So number 1,
because it is the spooky edition of pop culture. Yeah. So as we're gonna get to Halloween, we got to keep the theme. So Marvel put out a special presentation called Werewolf by Night. It's quite literally for Halloween.
Yes.
So we will be doing our take on that. We'll be giving our thoughts, our inputs, what we think of the film overall. So there's that. Mm-hmm. Then we have 2 different things we are going to be trying out. The first being a candy draft. I don't know, for those who have seen or who have been on TikTok, probably have seen people do these drafts of random things, of category, whatever it may be. You've bound to have at least seen one. Yeah. So we're going to be doing a candy one, but then we've also decided, since we are a pop culture podcast, we might as well talk about that too. So we will also be going into Halloween movies and doing a draft within that. Yeah.
Yeah, and the goal is to essentially pick the top 5 best, like must-haves in a Halloween season.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just our opinion. It's what we believe that the overview of people would choose. That's the goal. And then whoever has the best team.
I did not realize that was the goal, so I might need to change my list a little bit. I know you're good. I know for movies, I think I'll be solid. For candies, it's going to be a little bit different. Yeah. Okay, so
Heath Bar, almond,
almond joy,
candy corn,
candy corn. Oh man. Okay, so we've both seen the Werewolf by Night special. Yes. Tell me what your thought. I'm very we have not talked about this whatsoever.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a small smidgen. Right. So I'm really excited to see what your take is on this.
So I understand that it's a special, which is cool because, Marvel hasn't done that before. They've done TV shows and, all that, but it's a special. It's
their first.
A one and done.
Yep.
Premiere. So it's kind of upsetting that that's what they decided to go for, because I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Once you get past black and white, because, we're so used to color picture and I don't know, something about a black and white movie now is just boring. I don't know how to explain it, but when I see black and white movies, I'm like, man, this is going to be boring. It's going to suck.
Interesting.
So, I know it's really weird. I think this is the first black and white movie I've ever seen, to be all the way through, to be quite honest with you. I think so. I could be wrong.
Whoa.
I could have seen some throughout my childhood.
Yeah.
But from what I can remember, I'm pretty sure that's the first. I could be very wrong. Now
which is kind of
about it. I might be very wrong.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because this technically, it's not your it's not a black and white
movie.
Right. It's not a black and white movie because it needs to be. It's just because it's an artistic choice.
Right.
But that's fun. Anyway, so keep going.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
and I think I did text you while watching it late one night.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure I was like, I'm bored. I'm pretty sure I said that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad. I actually did enjoy it. Now, the problem I have with it, and the reason why I wish it wasn't a special, is because it was very, very rushed. It was very...
Really?
Yes, it was 100% rushed.
Okay.
Because, they come in and they're these monster hunters. You're supposed to get this stone, which for some reason the stone is the only thing of color, which was weird to me. Kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie, but it was kind of weird. But there are all these monster hunters, and the rule is it's every hunter for themselves, and we know that going into it.
Yeah.
And then boom, these two have a relationship and they're friends now, out of nowhere.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, sure, like whatever. They were in their danger stage when they got locked into the grave.
Yeah.
And then they were ready to die, and then boom, way out. Like, oh, okay, like we're already on to the next part of a quote unquote movie. There were just so many things that felt very, very rushed. It felt like it wanted to be a movie, but it wanted to be a TV show. So they came to the conclusion, hey, let's do both.
Yeah.
Let's make it an hour and so long. So it's not a movie, but it's not a TV show. And just put as much content in there as possible.
Interesting.
Yeah, and like the whole premise of the movie was right off the bat, you knew who the werewolf was. Like, it's called Werewolf by Night, and you just knew by looking at one person, you could be like, that's the werewolf.
Right.
Like, cool.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But the whole premise of the movie is they made it, you have to get the stone, and it's Man-Thing. So this is the first time we see Man-Thing, which I'm not going to lie, I love how he looks.
Yeah.
The eyes might be the only thing that look weird.
Okay.
But as an overall, like CGI wasn't bad on it. I actually really liked how Man-Thing looked.
Yeah.
But then you see Man-Thing for probably 3 minutes of the entire hour and so long, and nobody even found him except the werewolf, because they're friends.
Right.
And then his new friend that he magically met and magically trusts, like, she sees him, and then so did I think one other guy saw him, but then he ran off. That was it. Man-Thing's done.
Yeah.
And now it's all about, he's a werewolf. We have to kill. Then he kills everyone.
Yeah.
Quite literally everyone.
Yeah.
And then it's over.
Yeah.
And then everything turns to color. And I'm just like, okay, I'm glad you introduced your characters, and I guarantee they'll be back.
Yes.
Because they're monsters, I'm assuming they live very, very, very long time.
Yeah.
Especially Man-Thing. He's, one of those things that I guarantee he doesn't die unless killed. But I don't know. It just, to me, it felt very rushed. I enjoyed it, but the entire thing was predictable. It was good.
Yeah.
I won't watch it again.
Yeah.
Because I know everything about that movie now.
Right.
Like I don't know.
Well, I mean, and to be fair, anytime you watch a movie, of course you're going to know what's going to come next because you've seen it before. But
right.
Out of 10, how would you rate this thing?
It's a 6.
Okay. I'm not going to lie. 6 is a lot higher than I thought you were going to rate it. Not going to lie.
No, because it was good. I enjoyed the film.
Yeah.
But it's not higher because of those problems. But it's not lower because it's not bad. It's not like, I never once looked at it besides the very first 5 minutes where I was like, oh, it's black and white. I don't know if I can get through this.
Yeah.
Besides that, I was never like, oh, I didn't like that. Like, oh, no.
Yeah.
While in other MCU movies recently, I've been like,
yeah, this is garbage.
I think because MCU has been doing pretty bad, I think the bar is already always low. I'm expecting a 3, maybe a 4 movie.
Yeah.
And then if it does good, cool, I'll give it to you. But I expect, you know my take on Thor. I was telling you, I was scared from it before it even released. The moment the time was released, I told you I was scared.
I thought you were crazy, and then I saw it, and I was like, "No, Jaden was absolutely right."
Yeah, but So and I give it a 6. It was a good movie.
Yeah. Okay.
I think they should have made it an actual movie.
Would you? Okay, but here's the thing: if they would have made that into a movie and released it in theaters, would you have actually bought a ticket to go watch that movie?
Absolutely.
Really?
A Halloween special Marvel movie? Yeah.
With characters you have no idea about?
You don't promote the movie. You promote what time of season it is, and you say it's a premiere. You say it's a special. You will get all of the fans out of their seat. Doesn't matter if you know who they are or not, because it's a movie based around Halloween time. It's monsters, but it's MCU.
Yeah.
I would have bought a ticket.
Interesting.
And like I think they could have done a way better story. Like you don't have to introduce everybody like
Right.
Eternals. You don't have to introduce any of them except the werewolf.
Yeah.
To be quite honest with you, I would have liked to see him fight as a guy,
Mhm.
but then like when the moon does come out, like we know that he fought monsters and he had the highest kill streak.
Mhm. Well, I think
was he hunting bad monsters, like the actual evil ones? Was he fighting off bad humans? Like, what was he doing? You
Yeah.
could have done a good segment of that, like him being a hunter. Then you could have like kind of hinted at the fact that he was the werewolf because of like you could do a cool shot about the moon and like a howl or something like, oh, like he's a werewolf. Like this is like we could have been wondering like, oh, why is he fighting humans and monsters? Like that doesn't make sense. Then show he's a werewolf, and then like he hears about how Man-Thing was captured and like this whole thing has to go down. Like I think there could have been a very, very solid story behind that.
Yeah.
And they just didn't take the opportunity. So I really do think that it could have been a solid movie and one that would have really helped MCU's case.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't even know, because that whole like highest kill streak, I don't even know if that was true. That might have just been a lie he told to get into the crowd.
Exactly.
You know?
But how do we know?
We
see, there's a lot of unanswered questions.
Yeah.
To the point where you could have made a solid 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah.
2 hours, 15-minute movie. Like, I don't know. I think they missed an opportunity on coming out with a solid premiere, like a solid special.
Yeah.
You didn't have to tie them into the MCU. Like, you didn't have to say it was a phase movie. You didn't have to say that. You could have kept it how you have, like how they did do it. Like, hey, this is our special. Like, it's not part of MCU, but they just could have made it a movie. Right. I think they missed out on a good opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think even the way they handled it too, because they didn't. I mean, yes, they did connect it to the MCU, but technically they also didn't. Like they weren't flashy about it, which I don't know. I appreciate that, but I don't know. I'm kind of it's whatever.
Right.
Couple of fun facts about this film: the guy who directed it was also the guy who did the musical scoring for the Batman movie, and he's also done he's actually a composer. He's not a director. I think this was his first directorial debut. So he does music, and this was his first time in the director's chair. So
good for him.
That was super cool.
Even like knowing that makes it probably a little bit better. Like knowing that, probably I'd probably give it a 6.5 now.
Yeah.
Like that's super cool because it was really good from a director's standpoint. So you would think like, okay, it's somebody who directs.
Right.
So, that's super cool.
Yeah. And then also the Man-Thing, he was obviously CGI'd, but they actually had an animatronic puppet as the base of him. So there was practical effects used in there too. So it wasn't fully CGI. And that I think might have helped him look a lot better too. I thought this was actually really great. It's fresh. It's a fresh concept because you're right. It's the first special presentation that Marvel has done. It tells, in my eyes, it tells a brief story with characters that, in my eyes, wouldn't have done really well, or really like. In order to introduce those characters into another project would be pretty difficult in my opinion. I mean, there's always a way with Marvel, but in my eyes, it's like those are some pretty underground characters. I don't necessarily see them like naturally being introduced in any way unless you did something abnormal like this. I think the black and white was again a fresh take on something. Obviously, WandaVision did something similar for sure, but I did like the old horror movie feel to it. I thought that was really nice. Acting performances were actually like really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
I think the story does a very intriguing way of introducing these characters because it starts off kind of like you're introduced to the whole scenario the way that these hunters are introduced to it, where they know nobody in this room. They know nothing walking in. And so you're piecing it together as these other characters are piecing it together. You're not given any context. You're just kind of thrown into the situation. And then with context clues, you figure out all of these different things. That's really cool. That's really, really, really nice. And that's a great way from a writer's perspective to write a story. And it's not so in your face about like, this is whatever, I feel like writers too often give us the answers in not so clever ways or very immediately. And this was very like written well in terms of introducing the whole world and the lore and everything like that. I think solid job. I think go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
They will be introduced into the MCU mainstream.
I know why, but yeah, explain.
Blade.
Yeah.
That's it.
In fact, yeah.
Blade is the threshold between Man-Thing and this werewolf into the MCU. Because, I mean, Blade is already on a MCU standpoint. He's already, he's in there. So it doesn't matter how you meet him. Because I guarantee you, somebody like Doctor Strange could meet him very easily. But because Blade is a vampire hunter, I think that's it.
Exactly.
That's quite literally it.
So he was actually supposed to make an appearance in this special. He was. And just due to scheduling.
He wasn't.
Really?
I'm so glad he wasn't.
You know
because
what?
Here's the thing. Because you give him a movie. It's kind of how I feel about Daredevil to some extent. You have a movie for him and you've already confirmed that he's in there. That's all you need. I don't like when you put somebody in somewhere where it's like, okay, but like, did they need to be there? I understand it's a monster hunting thing, but it would have taken away from the fact that Man-Thing was there and Werewolf by Night is the thing, because that's his thing. So if you were to throw Blade in there, it would have been like, oh, Blade, it's Blade. Not us discussing about why we think that this new project is good. See, and why I bring up Daredevil, like No Way Home, right? That's the third one.
Yep.
Okay, I always get that one and Far From Home mixed up. Solid. Great way. She-Hulk, good to an extent. I thought it was good, but I don't think he needed to be there so often. I think the one episode would have been cool and that's it. But they brought him in again, so it was kind of like he's also supposed to show up in like 2 other shows before the new Daredevil show. Right. Calm down. Chill out. You're doing too much. So it's like, so I'm actually, it's cool to know that Blade was supposed to make an appearance, but I'm glad that he wasn't.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree. I think the only way you could do it is at the very end of the special, have him make an appearance.
Do and that would have been fine too. Like do an end credit scene.
Right.
And
but you're right.
Bro, he could have shown up to the castle and talked to the girl.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that.
Oh,
that-
dude, yeah, that.
Yeah, no, that
At the
actually
very
would've been
end,
dope.
when all the monsters leave and Blade shows up and he's like, "Hey, where'd these
and like
monsters
it
go?" or
shows
whatever?
just his feet and his sword,
Yeah.
and like you hear his voice,
Yeah.
and then it cuts to the girl and be like I don't know, but then cuts out like right
Yeah.
there. Yeah, no, that would have been dope. You don't actually see him, but
Yeah.
Bro, we're musicians. Why don't we hop in the director's seat?
I'm just saying, Kevin
Bro.
Feige hit us up, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Bro.
Overall, I think I'd rate this. I'll say 7 just to play it safe, but I
That's a fair number.
I wouldn't be opposed to rating it an 8, in my opinion.
Oh, an 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm willing to take that risk, but just to play it safe, I'll say 7. It's definitely on the better side of what Marvel's been. It's 100% on the better side of what Marvel's been putting out.
No, I agree. It is on the better side, 100%.
Yeah, dude. All right, man. Well, you know what time it is?
Right.
It's time for draft.
It's 8:28 in Vegas.
You know what?
And it is 10:28 in Houston.
That is accurate.
Mm-hmm.
That is
we live in those two places.
We're just listing out random.
It's also 9:28 in Utah. It's
right.
It's 11:28 in Florida.
Right.
And New York.
And Ohio, probably.
Yeah. So like the places.
Right. Yeah. Seattle, it's probably 8:28. Time. Canada has
their time zone.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Time is a funny thing. Okay. So I think the way that, correct me if I'm wrong, but the way we do this is we pick our top pick. Do you think I think we should do worst pick first?
Well, it's because hold on, my headphones are cutting in and out. There we go. Okay, so it's the process of like I'm putting together a team. So if you think sports, like
you're right.
You're drafting, so it's like I don't want anybody else to pick this number one because it's a number one.
Right.
So it's not like the 5th is the worst. It's still really good.
Right.
But you're not gonna want to choose whatever you have at number 5 for your number 1.
Okay. Okay.
Because if you're choosing your 5th choice, I'm still gonna choose my number 1.
Yeah.
And then just get better from there.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Jaden, do you want to start us off on the candy draft?
Yes.
Halloween candy.
It goes back and forth. I believe that these two are the number 1 choice, and I will only say one. But for my number 1 pick in the candy draft, I'm going Reese's. You can't go wrong,
motherfreaker,
with a Reese's.
You stole my first pick.
I know. I usually go with the other one, but I have to go on a popularity bit. You did tell me.
I told you before we picked.
I had to go on a popularity note. If I have to choose, I feel like a lot more people like Reese's than the other choice I have. So I got to go Reese's.
Here's the amount of betrayal. What you guys don't know, get a little bit of behind the scenes look at what we're dealing with here. Before we recorded this podcast, we were making our list, and he's like, all right, I finished my list. I said, cool. If you choose my number 1 pick, I kill you. And Jaden said, and I quote, nah, I ain't going to pick your number 1 pick. Then he proceeds to pick my number 1 pick. And now someone has to die.
Hold on. To be fair, I thought, because I don't know if I heard you correctly, but I thought you were talking about movies. I was so confident that I wouldn't choose your number 1 movie.
Here's the thing.
Didn't know about the candy.
You are. I know you're about to take my number 1 pick for movies too. So it's about to be double betrayal on the Halloween night.
If I choose your number 1 movie, I'm sorry, because and here's some more background. I don't know many Halloween movies, so if I choose your number 1, I'm so sorry.
Look,
but nonetheless,
All right.
Reese's is my number one pick.
Well, fine then.
And I already know the two candies that you could choose from as a number one right now. I already know.
All right. Well, just enlighten me with
No.
what. No, I need to know because I'm not.
No.
I'm regardless of what you say, I'm going to choose my second pick.
But
And
here's the thing.
It gives me
If
more
you don't
ideas.
say either, exactly. If you don't say either of these and you forget about both of them, I got a solid 3.
Okay. Well, okay. After we do this draft, then you need to tell me what two you're going to choose. Okay.
I got you.
All right. So now I chose my top favorites. So it hurts. It hurts even the wounds are deeper because he chose my favorite candy, which is a classic Reese's peanut butter cup. Now I have to rearrange my list. So
Yeah.
I think because it's a classic.
Okay.
You can't go wrong with it. There are two choices.
Okay.
And I'm just thinking about the generalistic, the general people group.
Of course.
But I'm just going to play it safe. I'm going to say Snickers.
It's a base popularity.
Yes.
You can't go wrong with a Snickers when it comes to popularity.
It hits all the points. It's got caramel. It's got nougat. It's got peanuts. It's got chocolate. It's like
You're right.
It's the perfect mix.
No, that's a good pick. It wouldn't have been my number one. You could have honestly taken that in the third round. And you didn't say either of the two. So now for my second pick,
I know.
I'm going to go with what I believe was my other option for a number one, and that's the Kit Kat. The Kit Kat is just a classic. You can't go wrong with a Kit Kat bar.
Here's the thing. Hand on the Bible, I don't understand the hype for Kit Kat bars, but
really,
I know so many people that is their favorite bar.
It's the crunch.
It's the crunch
right now.
It's the crunch
because you can get your chocolate anywhere.
Yeah,
it's a wafer.
Yeah,
there's a wafer in it.
Yeah,
and one of the childhood grow ups are those wafer sticks. The flavored wafer sticks. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep, I get it.
Now you have a classic wafer chocolate bar. It's just so aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
You get to break it off and that's super. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Okay. Fine then. That's fine. Man, all of my options suck now. All right. Look, I'm going to choose. Now, this was my favorite growing up. And over time, they changed the recipe a little bit. It's still up there, but it's not the same.
Okay.
It's not the same anymore, but it's still good.
Okay.
I'm going to go Butterfinger.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I can't even lie. That's a good choice because at one point that used to be my favorite candy.
Yeah.
Like altogether, that used to be my number one favorite candy. So I can't even be mad with that. That's a solid second option.
Yeah.
That's a good pick.
Look, man, I don't want to hear it.
I didn't even have Butterfinger on my list.
I don't want to hear this patronizing talk coming from the Reese's Kit Kat man over there.
Well, you're not going to like my third pick then. Because Kit Kat was one of the ones I was thinking about. Well, here's the second one. So here's my strong 3. I got to go with the Twix. Give me the Twix, baby. Yep. I got the strong starting 3. You can't go wrong with the Twix, baby.
Where do I go from here?
Real quick, when you post, do you only do sound? Is it only listening, or do you do it where like you can see us too?
So I posted for one of the episodes I did. I posted up some reels, some videos and stuff.
All right. Well, then, for
I probably
those
will
who
do that for
can't
this.
see Jonah's facial expression, those who are just listening, he's very, very angry at me. He's flailing his arms around, and
He looks like a Muppet.
I wouldn't be surprised if he got on the next flight out to where I am to hunt me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where we're at.
All right.
Anyways, what's your number 3, buddy?
Well, I don't have a number 3, Jaden, because you stole all of mine. Thanks for that. All right.
Man, that's rough.
All right.
I apologize.
I'm choosing my next option.
That's cool.
And this was on the bottom of the totem pole for me. There was
Bottom.
We were not. It was okay. It's second to last.
Okay.
It's a classic.
I want to hear it.
It's the Milky Way.
The Milky Way is a good choice. I can't even be mad at that.
It's whatever.
Because he's so mad. I like the Milky Way. That's not even a bad choice. That's a solid option.
It's not the one you go for immediately, though.
Right, but if somebody steals the Reese's, Kit Kats, and Twix,
yeah,
you
yeah, if you literally take anything from Jaden's draft, then you might maybe cross the line to go over to maybe possibly select something from my draft. But this is like, I might as well be choosing things like black licorice at this point, because that's all that's left after Jaden's draft. You know what I mean? All right, what's your fourth pick? Backstabber? Right. What's your fourth pick?
All right. So I have a couple options here.
Cool.
Because I have a lot of chocolate on the book. So I think I'm gonna go with a fruity snack.
Cool. Okay.
And let me just tell you, it's very popular. And I don't really know people who say I don't like this candy. And that's the Skittles.
Ooh.
I feel like Skittles nowadays are very underrated.
You know,
now I don't. Halloween Skittles, the ones in the little bags, those are kind of gross.
Okay.
Because I don't know why, but they seem a little bit harder. Maybe they've been out for a while. But if you go to the store and get like one of the normal packs, Skittles hit different. I had some the other day and I forgot how good they were. So for my fourth pick, I'm gonna go Skittles just to, give me a little bit of variety up on the candies.
Fruitify it. You got to.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, again, since we're falling and we needed safety net to catch us, I'm gonna go. Oh man. Now we have one candy, and there are a lot of varieties of this candy.
Okay.
So. Ooh. I'm gonna risk it because we're already risking everything. I'm gonna go the peanut M&Ms.
So here's the thing for the draft. So even if you were just to say M&M, you got every category.
Cool. M&Ms.
So, good choice
for the win.
That's a classic. It's a classic.
You get so many of those tiny little brown bags in your Halloween stack at the end of the night. Yeah. I don't even know where they come from. You don't even.
They just magically appear. I mean, it is Halloween. There's some voodoo in that. You can't even be mad at M&Ms, especially as a fourth spot. That's a steal. That's a good spot.
Yeah. I mean, M&Ms stand for murder and mystery.
They might as well be part of the Scooby-Doo team.
I'm just saying.
They might as well be.
Look.
Honorary member.
Hey.
That's a solid choice. I can't even be mad at that. Because I didn't have M&Ms on my list.
Yeah, I didn't either because I had other ones, but they were chosen. So, what's your last pick?
I told you should have went first. So, for my last pick, here's the thing: I could go for another fruity.
Yeah,
but and it's my favorite fruity candy.
Okay,
but I know a lot of people don't like it, which sucks because it's so good.
Yeah,
I could go for a classic. One that hits the books where you're just like, man, that is a classic candy.
Yeah.
Or I could go with a sleeper, in my opinion.
Okay.
But I think the safe way to go to end this out is you got to go classic. I'm gonna go with the Hershey's.
Okay.
It's like the Snickers. It's one of those candies where you're just like, man, it doesn't go wrong. It's Hershey's.
It's Hershey's.
You can't go wrong with, and I mean they got their variety too,
right?
Not much of it, but they have some.
Yeah,
it's just a very classic hitter. So I'm gonna go with Hershey's. I'll let you know my honorable mention if you don't choose it right here. But
okay,
yeah, I'll go Hershey.
Okay, and I think that's fair. Like, there's nothing wrong with a classic chocolate bar.
It's chocolate.
It's so it is so universal. It fits so many different moods and feelings and emotions.
Yeah,
I'm for it.
If you think chocolate, like, yeah, you could go for the other. But if you're just thinking chocolate, why not go with the Hershey bar?
Right. Exactly.
Not bad.
So, for an not even on the list choice, I think I'm going to have to try and maybe end it out as strong as I possibly can.
Of course.
And for me, that means Sour Patch Kids.
I applaud that one.
Yeah.
Man,
because
that is a good.
You got to think about it.
choice.
You could get the classic Sour Patch Kids, which they're decent. They're decent, but you got the watermelon Sour Patch Kids in there too.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
That's like
Man, That is a strong ending.
Yeah.
I applaud that choice.
Yeah.
Man, I usually remember those ones too.
Yep.
Man, that.
Okay, I have a few honorable mentions too, but I definitely want to hear yours.
My number one is Mike and Ike's.
Okay.
You know how I feel about Mike and Ike's. That's my favorite candy. That's
Is it really?
All-time favorite.
Did not
candy.
know that.
Number one is Mike and Ike's.
Wow.
Because, like, yeah, chocolate's great and everything, but I don't always want chocolate.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want fruity, and
you do.
Actually, it's most of the time I want something that that there's different tastes as you go through.
Yeah.
And that's Mike and Ike. Mike and Ike is my go-to candy, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
Another honorable mention is Airheads. If you want a fruity treat, Airheads, you can't go wrong with an Airhead.
Yeah.
Now, it's not a preferable choice. It's not like, oh, okay, I'm going to the gas station. Let me look at the options I'm getting an Airhead.
Mm-hmm.
But I see it as a good candy.
Yeah.
And I'll do one more, and that's the Three Musketeers. I love Three Musketeers.
They're good.
But I honestly thought you were going to choose Three Musketeers. After you picked Milky Way, I was like, he might choose Three Musketeer. Is that going to help me or benefit me? I don't know. So there's that.
Yeah.
All right. So, Jonah, your honorable mentions.
Yeah. So, Nerds. How did we forget about Nerds?
That's a good choice.
Laffy Taffies, I feel like could be on there.
Yeah, but the thing I have about Laffy Taffy is everybody hates on the banana one, and I don't get it.
I don't get it.
The banana one's good.
The grape one's good in my opinion.
I don't like the grape one.
Okay, cool. Hot take. Okay.
Yeah. But that's not a bad one either.
Yeah, whatever.
When it comes to fruity candy, that's not a bad choice.
The cherry's got to be the best, or the green apple.
I like the strawberry one.
Strawberry's good. That's a pretty rare one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna get hate on this.
Probably.
Milk duds.
Yeah, you are gonna get.
Yeah.
Well, I don't need to be chewing for that long.
Right. Hey, you bring that. Okay, that is my movie theater snack because it will last you the whole movie.
See, you think that, and then you have somebody like me who also thought like that, and then proceeds to put 5 of them in my mouth. I chew for hours, and then like I have a hard time swallowing it, and then it gets stuck in my teeth for longer than how long popcorn gets in your teeth.
Yeah.
And then like I'm choking on them, and like then I finish the Milk Duds because I'm over it. And at this point, I'm not even enjoying the Milk Duds. I'm just trying to get rid of them.
Right.
I'm pretty sure they messed up my jaw. Like my jaw pops now. I can't even chew gum for that long anymore. But I'm going to have to blame Milk Duds for that. Yeah. And I should probably sue, but I'll lose.
We're not going to. Yeah.
So.
I feel like I had another honorable mention. Dang it. Okay. Now this one's not based on getting like favoritism, because I don't feel like people actually like these, but it's just based on how often you get them in your trick-or-treating journey.
Mhm.
Whoppers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know anybody that likes Whoppers, but I do know that they're a frequent candy.
Yeah,
They
no,
really
you're
know
right. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you want to move on to Halloween movies? I
do
will.
You can have the first pick.
Okay.
Of
Okay.
This one.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Solid choice.
Yeah.
Not what I would have chose, but
Really?
yeah. No.
Okay.
Not my favorite, but classic. It's a classic movie. You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Next choice.
For my first one, I'm gonna go Beetlejuice.
You're gonna go Beetlejuice. Okay.
In my opinion, that movie scared me. Like, because I watched it as a kid.
Yeah.
It's creepy. I don't need to see all the weird ghost faces and whatnot. Like,
Yeah.
It scared me. So yeah, I go to Beetlejuice for my number one.
Super cool. Second choice I'm gonna choose is Hocus Pocus.
Classic.
Yeah.
I feel like every time Halloween comes around, that's the biggest promotion is Hocus Pocus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So solid choice.
Yeah.
My number two, I'm gonna go Ghostbusters. It's a classic.
Dang.
It's a straight classic.
Okay.
I don't know anybody who has a problem with Ghostbusters.
Yeah. That's fair. It's a good one.
That's all I had to say about Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that's it. It's like I don't have anything. My third choice is going to be Coraline.
You son of a. That was going to be mine. This is why I put extras on my list.
I know. Yeah, same. I got some extras.
There was no way I was going to get through this without you picking one of mine.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool.
Yeah.
For my third, I'm going to go with It.
Ooh.
Creepy
One. Okay, now here,
movie.
are we talking about the 1980s version? Or are we talking about the recent?
Recent.
Okay, yeah, that one was definitely creepy.
Yeah, no, that clown. That first, why does he live in a sewer?
Yeah.
Second, why did that kid talk to somebody in a sewer, let alone a clown?
A clown in the sewer.
Like, I wouldn't talk to anybody in the sewer. If I heard a voice in the sewer, I would run the other direction as quick as possible. So
yeah,
scary movie.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. All right, my fourth choice is going to be Corpse Bride.
Classic movie.
Yeah.
See, maybe I just haven't seen many Halloween movies in my time.
Yeah, but that's the thing is that you're choosing the good movie. Like you literally took half my list, so it's like again, like I went first, and you still took some of my top choice. So.
Maybe I'm just getting lucky for this one. I don't know. You're not going to have one of them. I know that for a fact. Okay. I'm keeping it for my last pick. So for my fourth pick.
Wait. Is this? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're right.
For my fourth pick, I'm going to go Halloween.
It is in the title. It makes sense.
It's quite literally. It's called Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween.
I had to choose it.
Yeah.
I felt like it was an easy choice.
Yeah.
So I had to go with Halloween.
Yeah. All right, for my last choice. Now, this is at the bottom. We're talking bottom. Now, It's a more recent one.
Okay.
The weird thing about this is it has all the things to make it a classic Halloween movie, and yet, personally, I don't think it'll ever make it to that quite legendary status that these other ones have.
Gotcha.
But my last choice,
it better not be what I'm thinking of,
is Frankenweenie.
Okay.
Yeah.
What the?
Yeah. Do you know that movie?
Of course I know that movie.
Okay.
I saw it and I hated that movie.
That's what I'm saying. It's a claymation. It's black and white.
Right.
It's it's like a monster. It's not a monster movie, but you know,
but it's a monster movie.
kind of.
See,
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about claymation. That's the reason why I didn't like the movie. I don't.
What?
There's probably a few exceptions. I can't think off the top of my head, like claymation. Because isn't Nightmare Before Christmas? Yeah, like that's
Yes.
okay. Like I dig that one.
Okay.
But I just think, isn't Coraline claymation too?
Yes.
Well,
I'd say
Coraline scared the crap out of me when I was a child.
Yeah, dude.
No, like I made my family leave the movie theater when
Right.
Yeah, no, because I was that scared. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Coraline did some trauma to me.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think the reason is because it's creepy to me. Most of the time, claymation is just creepy.
It really is.
Like you didn't
I
have to
love
make
it.
it out of clay.
Yeah. I love it. It is creepy though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So I mean, it's still a good choice.
Right.
Besides the claymation, it's a kid movie.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. It's a good watch.
Yeah. On a separate but kind of related note, have you ever seen the video of the live action Wallace and Gromit?
No.
Dude, you want some nightmare fuel?
No.
I can give you some nightmare fuel.
Here's the thing. I love horror movies, but they scare me. So if it's going to give me nightmares,
kind of the point.
No.
Yeah.
There have been 2 movies that have ever given me nightmares.
Yeah.
Both scary movies. The first one was Sinister.
Oh.
Terrifying.
Yeah. I don't think I'm ever going to watch that movie.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because I know you don't watch that.
Yeah. If you think Jaden's bad with horror movies, you've not met me.
It's bad.
Yeah.
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 The other one was, I don't remember which one, but it's Insidious. One of the Insidious movies.
Yes.
Because it was the first ever scary movie I watched.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one.
Yep.
Gave me nightmares. It was the one with the red man.
Yes. That is the first one. And that's the only one. That's the only, to this day, I think that's probably the only horror movie I've watched. That was enough. That was enough.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
Yeah.
I thought I saw that man in my room a couple times.
Yeah.
So nightmares galore. So.
Yeah.
But
last pick.
And a lot of people are gonna discredit this, but Charlie Brown.
Oh,
you can't tell me the Halloween one went crazy.
Wow.
I got a rock. Come on.
You
come on.
Got a sleeper. That's what you got.
That's a sleeper. I know.
How did that not even? Oh man.
That's all I needed was Charlie, and I knew you were gonna forget about it.
You probably chose the best pick and saved it for last.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I saw that on one of the lists. I was like, that's easy. That's the winner.
My girlfriend's gonna kill me. We've been bumping that soundtrack throughout our home, for the past, even like in September, we were bumping that.
That's hilarious.
And I didn't even consider that as a choice. I had to choose Frankenweenie.
Yeah, you
like a scrub.
Yeah,
dude.
See, because I only had 2 more on the list anyway. You only took one of mine.
Yeah.
So I guess the honorable mentions I had were Scream and Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Because those are, they're classics. They're Halloween movies. But
yeah,
I knew once Charlie Brown hit the list, I was choosing Charlie Brown over all of those. Would have been my number 1, but I knew you would have took a couple of my other ones. So I had to save it for last.
Yeah.
That was,
Yeah, I think Gremlins might make the list.
Not bad.
I feel like E.T. is a good one too.
That's a Halloween movie?
I would consider it a Halloween movie.
Interesting.
You got a few honorable mentions on here. I'm not gonna lie.
I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, dude.
Yeah.
This was amazing. So
I loved it.
Here's how I kind of want to close this out. Now,
okay.
You have dressed up in the past.
Yes.
Maybe not frequently, but you have dressed up in the past. I want to know what's been your best Halloween costume.
So I'm not good at dressing up. I'm really, really bad at it because I either get too lazy, I don't got materials, I'm already too late to buy a costume, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
There was one point I tried my hardest. It didn't turn out the best, but it might have been my favorite because I went thrift shopping for this one. It was Heath Ledger's Joker.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, because that's my favorite villain of all time. Like, so I had to attempt it. I don't even really know who else I've ever dressed up as. I don't know how often I dress up. There was one year, remember the Deadmau hat or mask? I took that home with me one time. I asked Miles, so I used that for Halloween one year. Yeah. Because for some reason I loved that mask. But I unfortunately too, like I don't dress up all that often. Yeah. But if I have to choose one, I think nostalgic wise, and because it's my favorite character, was Heath Ledger's Joker. That's
legit. And here's the thing too. I know we posted about this kind of as a joke, but if you guys don't follow us on Instagram at Pop Culture Roundup, definitely do so. We post like different polls and different funny things throughout the week. But you did Jared Leto's Joker. Yeah. Why the eye roll?
I hate Jared Leto.
I understand.
I hate his Joker.
100%.
And I'm going to tell you the reason why I did it. Because we threw a Halloween party last year. Yeah. At this house. Yeah. And I didn't have a costume. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Michaela wanted to dress up. So I was like, oh, what to do. And I was like, dang it. Jared Leto is the easiest costume to do. Yeah. Why? Because he only has half his clothes on. Right. The only hard thing to do is the tattoos. Right. So Michaela drew on all the tattoos that she could. Yeah. And, the eyes and whatever. And I had leftover green hair stuff. So I was like, my hair's long enough to where I can slick it back. Yep. I didn't want to be him. Yeah. But it was the easiest thing to do.
But that's what I'm saying is, even though, yes, Jared Leto's Joker sucked, we can all agree on this. Yes. Your costume, even though it's basically like not really clothes, it's just like whatever, was legit.
I appreciate it.
Like the biggest thing for me was the tattoos. Yeah. Those looked professionally done. Yep. And I was like, dude, to this day can't fathom it, but it looks accurate.
Yeah, all credit to Michaela. I showed her the picture and she just drew it on.
Yeah,
so
that was like, for that. Yeah, that was incredible. Now, I'm about to receive some scrutiny because, as we've discussed in literally every episode since the dawn of Jaden being posted.
I know where we're going with this.
Look, let me finish. Okay. We've discussed that I am a Team Iron Man fan.
Yes, you are.
I'm on Team Iron Man.
That's what he says.
J-Mac is on Team Cap.
Of course I am. Till the day I die.
But we have a phenomenon. Because talk to me. I spent $300+ on a movie accurate costume of Chris Evans.
Chris Evans. Yeah, thank you. Man. Now, one of my favorite costumes that you've had.
Yes.
In general.
It is my favorite costume because it's the Endgame suit, the classic scales on it. This year, what's been really awesome is I was gifted with like an actual, like a good shield. Because last year we spent 2 months making from handmade a shield. That was dedicated time and money and effort, blood, sweat, and tears into crafting the perfect Captain America shield. And
See, it's so funny. It's so funny that you are such an Iron Man fan, and you could have probably found something just as good in Iron Man. But I guarantee you, for $300+ you could have found something. But instead, you went with Cap. And I know it's your thing, like, oh, people say I look like him. Oh, You could have been anyone, anything else, anything. And you chose Captain America.
Well, okay, here's the thing. The potential to mess up or have a janky Iron Man costume is a lot higher than having a messed up or janky Captain America costume.
You could have been Hawkeye.
I would never be Hawkeye.
That's disrespectful for the first of all.
Yeah.
Second, you could have been Thor.
Heck,
you could have been the Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier actually would have been kind of legit.
Yep.
Have a metal arm.
But instead, you chose the mascot of the other team.
Of the opposing team.
I understand Winter Soldier is, the other team too, but that's not the debate. It's Iron Man or Cap, and you chose against your mascot. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I love it.
It is really funny.
Yeah. I will hold that over your head till the day we both die.
Yeah.
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 What a great
dude. And
it is a legit costume, though. No, I actually do love your costume.
I do love it. And it's really fun. This is the second year I've worn it because you don't spend $300 on a costume only to wear it once and then to put it in the closet.
So
forever.
you're telling me you've worn it twice consecutively,
and I'm about to wear it again for actual Halloween.
Oh, the stats just keep piling up. Oh, this is fantastic. I love it. This is great. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Ain't nothing spooky about this one. Oh.
Yeah.
See, this is all I have to bring up now for every single argument that we have Team Cap, Team Iron Man.
I could be,
You could literally have been casted in the movie and been on his team. Yeah. And all I would have to say is you've worn Captain America's suit more than once consecutively. Yeah. And I'd win.
I could be making the most excellent points that any debate has ever seen. Really could.
And it
would still matters. It would pale in comparison.
See, one time, if you would have just done it the one time, you know, maybe. Exactly. Maybe.
Yeah. Right.
But it's now been consecutive and multiple. So
2 years. It's been an annual occasion.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if you were a third time consecutively.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Probably will. And I wouldn't be surprised if you actually bought an actual shield next time.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that we bought an actual shield this year. I didn't pay for it with my own money. It was gifted to me, but we've upgraded the costume is what I'm saying.
I like how you said you didn't spend your money for the shield, but I know deep down you're so excited to have that thing.
Hey, I'm not going to lie. There's a different stride I have with that shield. I'm not going to lie to you.
That's too funny. I love it.
Yeah, dude.
That's fantastic.
Well, man, do you have any closing remarks?
Yeah. Yes. And you're going to, when you do the things for the Instagram or whatever, I'm going to send you a picture and you have to do it as I say this. Okay. One of the best costumes I've ever seen was Sebastian. You remember Seb?
Yes, from school. Yeah. School friend of ours.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was Vision one year. I'm gonna send you the picture.
I think I've seen this picture, but you do need to send it. Was it the Halloween episode version of Vision?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be able to find it right now. Let's see. Halloween. It had to have been last year. I'm pretty sure it was last year.
It was the great thing about that is it's so low maintenance, low budget that it's so easy to pull off.
It was so good.
Yeah.
And if I don't have a picture of it, guarantee you I can find one.
Yeah.
But he needs to be credited for one of the greatest, what's it called? Costumes I've ever seen. Found it.
Yeah. Wow. That was so quick.
It's not the best quality, but
yeah. And from my end, it's definitely not the best quality, but
yeah, when you make a video, I need you to credit him and post this picture with it and we're not getting his consent either. We're doing it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He could sue us.
No, he'll love it.
Okay.
Yeah. He'll love it. He'll think it's funny.
Funny thing about Sebastian, he is actually like a world famous juggler because not only has he been on, was it France's Got Talent?
Yeah.
He's been on that.
He was juggling with his dad on a piano. Yeah. Making music, juggling down. Yeah.
Yeah. But he also became like Instagram famous one year. Do you remember when he was doing the wooden block thing? And that one
TikTok famous.
Yeah. Yep. That was pretty crazy of him.
It was so crazy that there were articles being written about him.
No.
Yeah.
With the wooden block thing?
Yeah, not like legitimate, like long article.
Right.
Like he was never interviewed or nothing like that, but it was small little things saying like, oh, where's the third arm? Like stuff like that. Like,
oh, I thought you meant like news articles were being written.
Not news. But
you're saying it got a lot of comments and stuff like that.
It got comments. It was on every platform.
It came up on my For You page, and it wasn't from his account. It was from a very famous like meme account or like, you know what I mean?
It was on Twitter. It was on Snapchat. It was on Instagram. It was on TikTok.
It blew up.
Rightfully so. I can't do that. I tried. Yeah. He let me try one time. It did not work out very well.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, no. So shout out to Sebastian.
Yeah, he's kind of the greatest.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
But that's all the closing remarks I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, Jaden and I, we wish you a happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
And if someone takes from your draft, just kill them slowly and painfully until there's nothing left of them.
Or if, the friend says, hey, you can go first, take the opportunity to go first. Don't make that mistake.
Yeah, right. Lessons were learned on the podcast tonight. I'm not going to lie to you.
A couple of them.
A couple. Yeah. So.
Yes.
All right, folks. Stay safe.
Yep, don't do too much stupid.
Yeah. Do a little, but not too much.
Not much.
And
just a little.
That's it. At that point?
Yeah, just goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
And happy Halloween.
Goodbye.